Welcome back to Bound News Network. This is Vol.1 Chapter 7 of our ongoing Perfect English Grammar series. We hope that you are enjoying all of the different idioms as well as synonym matching exercises, paragraph exercises. We're really taking a look at all of the different ways for you to actually incorporate vocabulary into your repertoire of English grammar. We also incorporate pneumatic methodology as far as being able to remember the vocabulary terms. So we do by all means encourage you to smash that subscribe button and also notification bell. We continue to produce these training videos so that we can help our students as well as everyday people in corporate America increase their access to modern business English as well as brush up on their English grammar skills, which can assist them with preparing better memorandums, cover letters, and a whole plethora of different types of documents in everyday corporate America life. So these tutorials will definitely assist you with becoming a lot more proficient with English grammar and also expand your vocabulary quite significantly. We look at different types of synonym matches. Just to give you an idea, this is a synonym matching exercise table that we actually use, and we incorporate pronunciation methods also to help you become a lot more adept as far as increasing your ability to pull different types of vocabulary terms and words to increase your proficiency with English grammar. So with that said, let's take a look at today's idioms. We can actually see here that we're looking at three brand new idioms for today. Barking up the wrong tree. Definition: you're looking in the wrong direction. How would we use this in a sample sentence? Let's see. I should let you know that you're barking up the wrong tree with your investigation of me. Second idiom for today: bend over backwards. Definition: you made an extra effort to achieve. And how would we use it in a sample sentence? I can't say enough about the local police sheriff who bent over backwards to locate the son's lost dog, or my son's lost dog. And then we have another idiom, blue collar, usually refers to a type of manual labor or manual work. Let's see how we can actually apply it in the sample sentence. If the government shuts down due to lack of funding, it's going to hit blue collar workers especially hard. So that would be a sample of actually three idioms that we could focus on for today, moving forward with this exercise. Let's touch base on our previous synonym exercise in chapter 6. And do recall that in chapter 6 we had our first pronouncing challenge with a pretty nice reward at the end. So if you haven't participated in chapter 6 and gone over the 12 new words that we went over in chapter 6, by all means return to chapter 6, volume 1, for our first pronouncing challenge. And we're going to be adding additional pronouncing challenges as we go through different volumes at different times. As we increase our vocabulary, we'll be able to increase our pronunciation exercises also, and really tap into a lot of different pneumatic methodology of remembering words pretty much for the rest of your life, because once you find out little secrets of memory, then you'll be able to hold on to these words for the rest of your life, and you'll be able to recall them with pretty fast accuracy and speed. As far as the matching synonym exercises, let's take a look at some of the answers from our previous chapter. Aptly, which means appropriately, would be a matching synonym. Most closest. Wanton, which closest synonym would be senseless from our previous exercise. Burgeon, and closest synonym would be prosper. Teeming, closest synonym would be overflowing. And then if you recall the word recompense, we went over that, and the closest synonym would be compensation, and then the closest synonym to demeanor will be conduct. So as you can see, the matching synonym exercises are very important because it allows you to really incorporate a brand new word into your vocabulary by making a common day association to a more common word versus a brand new word where you may not be able to break it down based on its prefix or suffix or root, but you can actually make an emotional connection to that word via its synonym. So that is actually what we're working on. We wanted to take a closer look at that, give you the answer sheet for that previous synonym exercise. And let's take a look at some of the words that we're going to be looking at today. Really exciting set. As you can see, as we get further into that list of up to over 500 words that we've identified, which are most common on the TOEFL and SAT exam, and we're actually seeing some of these words actually showing up as recommendations for even the GRE, which is a graduate school exam. So we're actually getting into a little bit more difficult wordage, but of course, by increasing your vocabulary, you're increasing your access to different tools that you can call upon to fine-tune your grammar skills. So it doesn't hurt to actually increase the difficulty, relative difficulty scale or level of difficulty with respect to the words that we're going to be working on, because you'll be able to identify prefixes and suffixes that apply to even lesser difficult words that have lesser difficulty. Alright, so if we take a look at altruistic, a sample sentence would be Tony's actions that should be were altruistic when we decided to buy a slice of pizza and give it to the homeless man. In this instant, it would be adjective, and the meaning would be having an unselfish concern for other people. And of course, we'll make that correction there, where it says Tony's actions were altruistic. We apologize for that error. Assuage. Sample sentence: when athletes have pain in their muscles or joints, they turn to special ointments to assuage the pain away. Verb meaning to alleviate the pain or eliminate the pain. Conciliate. Sample sentence: to set aside any animosity during the election, the new president made a powerful conciliatory speech on TV. This would be most commonly used as a verb meaning to gain favor by offering special considerations. With respect to the next set, we're looking at demographer, and we're looking at derivative, and we're also looking at euphony. And we can see here demographer, sample sentence. As a demographer, he was excited to get the data from the census to compile a detailed report about the population. Noun meaning someone who studies social statistics. Derivative, sample sentence. The artist's derivative drawing clearly mimicked the original, which was sold for over $2 million at an arts festival. So here we can clearly see in the sample sentence, and we can make that association with derivative as an adjective and meaning unoriginal. Euphony. Sample sentence: while sitting on the porch, the workers noticed a storm was brewing and the wind in the trees sounded like a euphony. So you can actually associate this word to its meaning, which is harmonious sound. Noun. Our next word would be fawning. Sample sentence: Joshua's boss started to realize that he will never get the facts from him because he was fawning to get promoted. And that sounds like someone who's using manipulative language to get ahead, which is adjective used here, acting overly kind to gain favor, or manipulative. Hedonist. Sample sentence: several men were arrested and declared as hedonists for their misogynistic treatment of women at the party. In this case, we can see that it has a negative, sort of a more carnal association, Adjective meaning someone who lives for just pleasure. Hedonist. Uh, mellifluous. Mellifluous. Sample sentence: Jim was such a has such a mellifluous voice that he always made friends quite easily. Adjective meaning very sweet sounding. Mellifluous. And then we can turn to our next set of words, which would be torpid. Um, Sample sentence: Many marathon runners felt severely torpid halfway through the race as a result of the excessive heat that day. Adjective meaning highly fatigued or lacking of energy. Trite. Sample sentence: Ticket holders of the play requested a refund as many complained about the quality of the script and its triteness. Adjective meaning unoriginal or lacking of creativity. Voracious. Sample sentence: Every year, food lovers are treated to a voracious eating exhibition. Nathan's famous hot dog contest. Adjective meaning greedy. So those are the 12 new words that we're actually working on for chapter 7, and we're going to try and incorporate them in sentences. And we can see here that we have our new synonym chart. And with our synonym chart, we're actually looking at our 12 words we studied today. I'm going to focus on the pronunciation of 3 of them, which are a little bit tongue twisters. So we look at assuage, ossuage, euphony, and we also look at mellifluous, which was a little tongue twister there, mellifluous. And then we have 12 synonyms that we have on the right hand side. And this will be a good time to actually just take a few moments, try and match each one to the respective best closest to the word on the left, to the synonym on the right. And we're going to touch on the answers in our next episode, but just wanted to present them to you now so that you can actually have a chance to just take a quick look. You can make some notes for when we release our next chapter. We'll be able to take a look and spot check and see what the answer should be. So let's take a look at our next. I'm going to touch base on paragraphs just so that we can incorporate using the set of words that we've just used. Once again, voracious for us, we thought would be a good connection to eating contest because of the instance of greed. So there are many skeptics of eating contests, such as a Nathan's hot dog contest. Many people feel that these types of contests are voracious exhibitions of greed and gluttony. The word voracious in this passage is closest in meaning to which of these synonyms? Greedy, futuristic, slight, or even torpid. And then if we look once again at another passage, we can incorporate what we learned with one of the words today, make that this will be more of a pneumatic exercise in making that association between the definition, using it in a passage, and associating it with a synonym. The results of the U.S. Census report was eagerly anticipated by thousands of demographers. The report offers powerful insight into the U.S. population growth, demographic data, and much more. The word demographer is closest in meaning to which one of these words? Sociologist, paralegal, secretary, or librarian? And as we can see, possibly it's going to be sociologist, someone who studies social patterns, population statistics, and so forth. And then we have our third passage that we're going to take a look at, making that association between the definition of the word, its closest synonym, and also the usage in a sentence, so that we can actually make that long-term association, which will increase our recall power. Here we have: the farmers seeked shelter as a thunderstorm approached the farm, and one of the farmers said that the sound of the raindrops was the perfect euphony. The word euphony is closest in meaning to which of these words? Pleasing sound, orchestra, drum, or winds. In this case, the word euphony means pleasant or pleasing sound, so A would be the correct answer. So we're actually taking one more close look at our synonym matching exercise for Volume 1, Chapter 7. You can make some quick notes, start making those associations. Of course, we're going to touch base on these words and their possible synonyms in our next chapter. So make sure that you go ahead and smash that notification bell for release of Volume 1, Chapter 8, and we will actually provide the synonym matching exercise answer sheet for these so that we can actually go over them, and we'll be able to make that connection between the definition of the word to its closest synonym, and hopefully that will increase your recall powers for the exam. So as we go forward, here we are coming to Volume 1, Chapter 7, and we hope that we're increasing your vocabulary. We've looked over some of the multiple choice test questions, also some popular idioms, which will help you to increase your repertoire when it comes to modern business English. And of course, we are always stressing matching synonym exercises, because that we actually help you to increase your mapping of the association of the word to its closest synonym, which is most utilized in everyday English, and that will allow you to increase your recall powers when it comes to the exam. So thank you for tuning in to Bow News Network with our Volume 1, Chapter 7, and we hope that this has served you well. Please share these videos with friends and family who also want to increase and fine-tune their vocabulary skills and their grammar skills. We're very happy and excited that we're able to produce these videos for you, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for further episodes of our Perfect English Grammar series. We are now going to be working on Volume 1, Chapter 8. So we're speeding along with increasing your vocabulary, and we hope that this is serving you really well. And by all means, make sure that you download the list of 500 top scholarships that were prepared for you at 500scholarships.com, so that you can actually get some, you'll be able to prepare for making that leap to go to college. So we do hope that this is assisting you. Our hope here is to take advantage of the data, the best practices database of most common grammar and vocabulary mistakes made by previous test takers, so that you learn how to avoid them on your own test. So thank you for tuning in to Perfect English Grammar, Volume 1, Chapter 7. Have a great day.